Welcome, Super Brain, to Implementation Day, and congratulations for making it this far. If you're listening to my voice right now, which obviously you are, I want to congratulate you because you are not just the few who do, you're the people that just make things happen. I talk about superheroes a lot. I literally can visualize the cape soaring on your back and your shoulders. You should feel like superhuman. You're activating your super brain, your super mind, your super memory, and you're noticing things every single day. Have you noticed this? Like when you wake up in the morning, how things are coming to you. Maybe you're remembering your dreams. Maybe you're remembering people's names better. Do you have a little more confidence in your step? And here's the thing, it's well deserved. Because if you're watching this right now, you do the action, right? We talked about in the very beginning, knowledge is not power, it's only potential power. And few people actually take action on things. I honestly don't believe people really understand something. They can recite things and talk about things that they've heard on other programs, but if you can't do it, you don't know it. And that's what I really believe. So I really appreciate you tuning in the way that you're tuning in and showing up the way that you show up. Now, there's a lot of reward for this also as well. Here in the implementation day, not only are we going to go over the 4 things that we talk about for you to be able to catch up, keep up, and even get ahead. It's amazing. On top of that, building on what we're talking about foreign languages, I'm going to give you a really cool brain hack on how to count to 10 in another language in like 3 minutes. Like you're like, Jim, normally that would take me like 3 hours to learn how to count to 10 in another language. But of course, you now have a super brain, right? And this is all about quick learning and activating this incredible brain power of yours that we weren't taught back in school. Again, school taught us what to learn, math, history, science, Spanish, but no classes on how to have a super brain, how to focus, how to read faster, how to remember the things, all the amazing things. And I know some of you are thinking, oh my goodness, if I had these superpowers, if I went through this quest back when I was in school, it would have been so much easier. And as the proverb says, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is like today, and that's what you're doing right now. So I applaud you for showing up the way you are. Okay, let's do it. Before I teach you how to memorize the numbers 1 through 10 in another language in 3 minutes, let me remind you what Implementation Day is all about. All the time as we're going on this quest, we're climbing this mountain of success. New levels of learning, new levels of our life. And we have all these tools. We're carrying all these tools, and every single step we get more and more tools. You're like leveling up, right? And you're stretching, stretching, stretching. And this for me, metaphorically, is like we're stabilizing. Let's lock ourselves in where we are and just make sure we review, we fill in any kind of gaps that we might have missed along the way. So what do? Number 1, watch any of the videos that you missed. You have to do that because every single one builds on itself. You know that, that's obvious. The second thing I want you to do is, we're getting pretty advanced here, right? Because now in the beginning, I'm kind of teaching you, for example, the game of tennis and showing you how to do a forehand and a backhand, everything. But now you're learning these skills. Now we're playing, right? You see it gets more and more fun because your competence increases. And as your competence increases, so does your confidence. In psychology, they call it the competence-confidence loop, because then you can become more confident, then you do the skill again, you get more confident and so on. And you start building momentum. And this is the science of momentum. So I'm really excited about that. So I want you to fill in any kind of gaps and rewatch the lessons that you want to go deeper on. And then finally, number 3 and 4, the third thing is do the homework. And there's always another level of work you could do. Remember, what you practice in private, you're rewarded for in public, as it's said. And I would say do that, do the practice and get the rewards. So if you went through and you came up with 10 words to memorize, for example, for the English language, for your vocabulary, come up with another 10 words. And for foreign languages, you could do the same. Or maybe you want to tackle another language and make sure you teach it to other people and share it with your tribe. Because the 4th thing, that's exactly what you do. Active in the community, because learning is not a spectator sport and it's not a solo sport either, it's a social sport. So make sure you share with everyone, because when you play it forward, and I say play it forward because I'm all about play, when you pay or play it forward, what you're doing is you're lighting the match and lighting another candle, and it doesn't take away from your lit match either, or your lit candle. You play it forward and then all of a sudden things are ablaze. And really, and I like doing this, I like to burn bridges, because as I say, the bridges you burn light the way, and you're like incredible. I mean, you are like working this right now. So I reward you, I applaud you. Those are the 4 things you're to focus on Implementation Day, and here is the brain hack. In a few minutes, you're gonna learn how to count to 10, and we talked about Spanish, we talked about French, we did some Chinese. Let's talk about Japanese, okay? How do you count to 10 in Japanese? Now, here's the key to learning this. We always do during Implementation Days, we tend to do some physical movements. Remember this? We learned how to juggle, or we did your super brain yoga where you're massaging your ears, you're doing these squats. I'm gonna use your body also, because your body is an incredible tool to learn. Now, So how are we gonna do this and learn this at an accelerated pace? Visual, auditory, kinesthetic. When you overlap more of your senses, use more of your nervous system, you're gonna learn it more efficiently. So I'm gonna ask you to visualize it. I want an auditory component because you're gonna say it, and K is the kinesthetic part, you're gonna do it. You're gonna move your body. As your body moves, your brain grooves because you have some muscle memory there also as well. Okay, so how do you count to 10 in Japanese? Well, first, what are the numbers 1 through 10? Here we go. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Now, go memorize that. Now, how do most people go and memorize it? They use rote, kind of this prehistoric rote learning. And that was fine hundreds of years ago, even dozens of years ago, but now we live in this digital age. We live in this digital age of electric cars and spaceships that are going to Mars, but our vehicle choice when it comes to memory is like a horse and carriage. That's how people are trying to learn, so it hasn't been updated until now on this amazing quest that we're doing together. So how do you do it? Use visual, auditory, kinesthetic. So specifically, do what I do, say what I say, and see what I see. Ichi ni. Ichi ni. I want you to itch your knee. Ichi ni. So itch your knee. That's 1 and 2. Ichi is 1, ni is 2. Very good. And you did it, right? You have 1 and 2. We're almost done. Ichi ni. San. I want you to point to the sun and say san. So point to the sun. And even if you're indoors, just point to a light source and say san. San. Good. Next, 4. So that 3 is san. 4 is she. Ichi, ni, san, shi. So just point to a woman in the room, or maybe a photograph of a woman in the room, or if you know there's a female close by somewhere, point in that direction, she. Or if you happen to be a female, you can point to yourself, okay? So here's 1 through 4. Ichi, ni, san, shi. Very good. Number 5 is go. Now, how do you exhibit in your body going? For me, I just take a couple of steps, right? Go. So take a couple of steps. Do it with me. Go. And then 6 is roku. Roku. And for me, I think it could be a rock, or it could be like rowing a canoe. So let's do this. Roku. Say it with me. Roku. That's 6. Let's see if we have 1 through 6. Super brain. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku. You have 1 through 6. How long is this taking? It's so fast, right? Okay. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku. Now, here we go. 7 is shichi. Shichi. Now this is kind of a fun one. Shichi, I'm thinking, when I hear shichi, I'm thinking about sitting, right? So do this with me. Shichi, and then it's a hot seat. Hachi. Shichi, hachi. Shichi, and hachi, okay? So that's 7 and 8. Can we do it all together? I bet we can. Ready? Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi. That's 1 through 8. Finally, number 9 and number 10. 9 is coo. Coo. What makes a cooing sound? Like a dove, maybe a baby. So let's do this. Coo. Do this. Everyone do this. Go coo. That's 9. And then finally 10 is ju. Ju. And I just want you to imagine you're putting on a jewel, like a ring with a big jewel on it. Ju. You see that? Do you hear that? Do you feel that? Okay. Now, you have the super brain. You are the expert. You're the memory expert. Now I want you to do it right now. Can you count to 10 in Japanese? This took all of a couple minutes. Let's do it together. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Congratulations, super brain. You did it. How's your memory? It's super, right? And these are the brain hacks we're talking about, because it's not that I'm so special, it's because you're so special. We are accessing this gift inside of you that you already have. It's just this incredible brain and body and mind didn't come with an owner's manual. And that's the purpose of this quest. We want it to be fast, we want it to be fun, and we want it to be fulfilling. We want it to be functional for you. So, what's the next step? This is your implementation day. So number 1, watch any of the lessons that you missed. Number 2, rewatch the lessons that you really want to deepen. And number 3, make sure you do the homework or the fun work, because that's where you get the real result. And finally, number 4, post in the community and share your lessons, share your stories, your joys in the tribe. And even if you have questions, post your questions, and then the tribe members will step up and be able to serve each other. Because if we all serve each other, then we all get to the next level. Thank you for watching this implementation day. I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's lesson.